Abduction of the shoulder. Raising your arm to where it is in front of you. The joint is ball and socket joint. The bones involved are clavicle, scapula, and humerus. The muscles involved are anterior deltoid, pectoralis major, and coracobrachiolis. Extension of the knee. Straightening the knee back to zero position. The joint is hinge joint. The bones involved are femur, tibia, and patella. The muscles involved are quadriceps femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and vastus intermedius. Adduction of the shoulders. Moving the arms back toward the midline. The joint is ball and socket joint. The bones involved are clavicle, scapula, humerus, ulna, and radius. The muscles involved are pectoralis major, latissimus dorsi, teres major, triceps, and coracobrachiolis. Abduction of the shoulder is arms raising back away toward the midline. The joint is ball and socket. The bones involved are clavicle, scapula, humerus, ulna, and radius. The muscles involved are supraspinatus, serratus anterior, deltoid, and trapezius. Circumduction of the arm. Movements of the shoulder for the hand to make a circle. The joint is ball and socket. The bones involved are clavicle, scapula, humerus, ulna, and radius. The muscles involved are pectoralis major, suprascapularis, coracobrachiolis, biceps brachii, supraspinatus, deltoid, latissimus dorsi, teres major and minor, infraspinatus, and long head of triceps. Rotation of the head. Moving your head and neck left and right. Your joint is a lantioaxial. The bones involved are atlas and axis. The muscles involved are sternocleidomastoid, mastoid, anterior, middle, and posterior scalene, splenus capitis, and splenus cervicis. Inversion of the foot. Movement that tips the foot medially inward. The joint is hinged. The bones involved are talus and calcaneus. The muscles involved are tibialis anterior and tibialis posterior. Eversion of the foot is moving that the soles laterally outward. The joint is hinged. The bones involved are talus and calcaneus. The muscles involved are fibularis longus and fibularis brevis. Pronation of the arm. Movement that turns the arm downward. The joint is pivot. The bones involved are radius and ulna. The muscles involved are pronator teres, pronator quadratus, and flexor carpi radialis. Supination of the arm. Movement that turns the arms face up. The joint is pivot. The bones involved are radius and ulna. The muscles involved are supinator and biceps brachii. Elevation of the shoulders. Movements of the shoulders that are raised up. The joint is ball and socket. The bones involved are clavicle and scapula. The muscles involved are trapezius and upper rhomboid. Depression of the shoulders is lowering them to where they slope. The joint is ball and socket. The bones involved is scapula. The muscles involved is latissimus dorsi, serratus anterior, pectoralis major and minor, and trapezius major. And opposition of the thumb, moving the thumb to touch the other tips of your fingers. The joint is saddle. The bones involved is carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges. The muscles involved are opinus pilosis, flexor digitorum superfallacius, and flexor digitorum profundus.